The metropolitan area associated with Chicago, Illinois, and its suburbs. The area is closely associated with the city through geographic, social, economic, and cultural ties. Chicago is the most populous city in the U.S. state of Illinois and, with a population of 2,746,388 2020 census, the third most populous city in the country, after New York City and Los Angeles. It is also the most populous city in the Midwestern United States. It serves as the county seat of Cook County, the second most populous county in the United States, and the center of the Chicago metropolitan area. Chicago is also one of the largest cities in the world. According to the latest geographic data from the International Geographic System (GIS), the length of the city of Chicago is 310.48 kilometers.
Dear friends, please take a few moments while watching the video and subscribe to us and ring the bell so that the channel can grow further with your help, our dear friends. Help us in this way. Thank you all. On the shores of Lake Michigan, Chicago was incorporated as a city in 1837 near the Great Lakes and Mississippi River Basin. The city grew rapidly in the mid-19th century. The Great Chicago Fire of 1871 destroyed several square miles and left more than 100,000 people homeless. Chicago's population grew to 503,000 by 1880, then to over 1 million during the 1880s.
A construction boom accelerated population growth over the following decades, and by 1900, less than 30 years after the fire, Chicago was the fifth largest city in the world. Chicago made significant contributions to urban planning and zoning standards, including new building styles such as the Chicago School of Architecture, the development of the City Beauty movement, and the steel-framed skyscraper. Chicago is an international center for finance, culture, commerce, industry, education, technology, telecommunications, and transportation. The city is home to the first standardized futures contracts issued by the Chicago Board of Trade, which today is part of the world's largest and most diverse derivatives market, generating 20% of total volume in commodities and financial futures alone. Chicago's O'Hare International Airport routinely ranks among the 6 busiest airports in the world, according to data tracked by the Airports Council International. The area also has the highest number of federal highways and is the nation's railroad hub. The Chicago region has one of the highest gross domestic products (GDP) in the world, generating $689 billion in 2018. Chicago's economy is diverse, with no single industry employing more than 14% of the workforce. Several companies based in Chicago are on the Fortune 500 list, including United Continental Holdings, Sears, Motorola Solutions, Mondelez, McDonald's, Kraft Heinz, JLL, Exelon, Kangara Brands, and Archer Daniels Midland. $58 million tourists visited Chicago in 2018, setting a new record. The city's attractions include Millennium Park, the Chicago Navy Pier, the Magnificent Mile, the Art Institute of Chicago, the Chicago Museum Campus, the Willis Tower, Sears Grant Park, the Museum of Science and Industry, and the Lincoln Park Zoo. Chicago is also home to Barack Obama's Presidential Center, built in Hyde Park on the city's south side. Chicago's culture includes the visual arts, literature, film, theater, comedy, especially improvisational comedy, food, dance, including modern and jazz dance groups and the Joffrey Ballet, and music, especially jazz, Chicago blues, hip-hop, gospel music, house music, and electronic dance music. Chicago is also home to the Chicago Symphony Orchestra and the Lyric Opera of Chicago. Among the area's colleges and universities, the University of Chicago, Northwestern University, and the University of Illinois at Chicago are ranked as top research universities for doctoral degrees. Chicago has professional sports teams in each of the major professional leagues, including 2 Major League Baseball teams. The name Chicago was taken by the French from the Native American word shikakua, which means wild onion or wild garlic.
The Chicago subway was founded in 1892 and currently has 8 lines and 145 stations. This subway is considered one of the oldest subways in the world.
The Chicago Theater, originally known as the Balaban and Katz Chicago Theater, is a landmark theater located on North State Street in the Chicago Loop area of Chicago, Illinois. Built in 1921, the Chicago Theater was the flagship of the Balaban and Katz Theater Company, which was run by A.J. Balaban, his brother Barney Balaban, and their partner Sam Katz. The Chicago Theater is currently owned and operated by Madison Square Garden Company as a 3,600-seat performing arts venue, and is used for stage plays, magic shows, comedy, lectures, sporting events, and musical concerts. The building was added to the National Register of Historic Places on June 6, 1979, and was designated a Chicago landmark on January 28, 1983. Marina City is a mixed-use residential commercial development in Chicago, Illinois, United States, designed by renowned architect Bertrand Goldberg. The multi-building complex opened between 1963 and 1967. Portions of the complex were designated a Chicago landmark in 2016. The tower's iconic resemblance to rural Illinois cornfields has often been noted in the media. The complex consists of two 587-foot 179 meters 65-story apartment towers that opened in 1963, which include physical plant penthouses, and a 10-story office building, now a hotel, that opened in 1964. The complex also includes an ornamental building that was originally used as a movie theater. The city's academic centers include the Illinois Institute of Technology, the University of Chicago, Rush University, Northwestern University, and the University of Illinois at Chicago. The Argonne National Laboratory, the Chicago Public Library, and the University of Chicago's Oriental Institute are also located in the city. set of theoretical and sociological efforts of a group of sociologists at the University of Chicago between the two world wars formed one of the most important branches of American sociology and criminology. The University of Chicago Sociology Department was founded in 1892 by Albion Small. It first gained international recognition as a center of advanced sociological thought between 1915 and 1935, when their work was the first major body of research specializing in urban sociology. Their research on the urban environment of Chicago would also be influential in combining theory and ethnographic fieldwork. Important figures of this school include W.I. Thomas, Nels Anderson, Ernest Burgess, Ruth Schonell Cowan, Edward Franklin Frazier, Everett Hughes, Roderick D. Mackenzie, George Herbert Mead, Robert Ezra Park, Walter C.B. Purva, Edwin Sutherland, Frederick Thrasher, Louis Worth and Florian Zanisinski, Herbert Bloomer, Charles Horton Cooley. Jane Addams, activist, social scientist and Nobel Peace Prize winner, also established and maintained close relationships with some members of the school. The school also benefited from the German scientist Georg Simmel. After World War II, the Second Chicago School emerged, whose members combined symbolic interaction with field research methods now known as ethnography to create a new body of work. Prominent writers from the Second Chicago School include Howard Becker, Richard Cloward, Irving Goffman, David Matzo, Robert Merton, Lloyd Olin, Loic Bakken, and Francis Fox Pion. Chicago was a bustling, immigrant-friendly city, and as a result, culturally diverse, but it was plagued by issues such as corruption and crime. In addition, Chicago sociologists were interested in understanding how immigrants find their place when they enter a city and society with a different culture. The metropolitan area associated with Chicago, Illinois, and its suburbs. The area is closely associated with the city through geographical, social, economic, and cultural ties.